Hey, what's up everyone, Ollie here. So we have the Apple Watch Ultra. I'll be honest, I feel like I'm not really the target audience for this, but I wanted to try it anyway, see what it's like, unbox it, because it's very different from some of the previous Apple Watches. I'm currently using the Series 7 Apple Watch in stainless steel with the Apple Watch Link bracelet. I absolutely love this watch. It's fantastic and it's been great for the last year that I've been using it. This is the 41mm version as well, and yeah, I feel like it's a really nice size. But anyway, enough of that, let's actually get into the Ultra itself. So the box is a little bit different. We don't have the narrow box anymore. We have a more sort of squarish, cuboidy type of box. So the box itself feels more sort of cardboardy. I can't remember if the other ones felt more cardboardy or plasticky, but I can't remember. Anyway, this is pretty nice packaging, if I do say so myself. Very sort of adventurous, you could say, when it comes to packaging, the illustration, the water. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Looks like we have a couple of things. So we have this sort of guide thing. Damn, this is actually very, very nicely packaged. Feels like a proper watch unboxing from like a high-end watchmaker or something. Now we'll put that aside. Then we have the watch box itself. Pretty nice. And then we have the band. So the band that I've gone for is the Ocean band, mainly because I actually haven't seen it and I feel like it's my favorite one out of all of them, even though I rarely ever actually go in the ocean. But I just feel like it was the most interesting one, so I thought it's the one I'd get with the watch. We'll actually unbox the band first, shall we? So we can see what's inside. Opens up like so. It looks like it just slides out. And here is the band itself. It is pretty nice actually. It feels very solid, very high quality. The watch bands that Apple do are usually quite high quality anyway. I haven't really had any complaints, especially with this stainless steel one that I've got. Absolutely fantastic watch band. I've actually had this watch band since 2015, which is crazy, and I'm still using it now because it's that good. So let's remove all the bits for it, like so, because we are going to be using it, of course, and we'll get into the watch itself. So there we are in the box, and if we have a look in here, looks like we just have a charging cable. Yeah, just a charging cable in there, nothing else. And then we have the watch itself, and wow, it is big. It is a big boy. That is crazy. That's actually ridiculous. That's gonna look silly on my wrist. I think I have quite small wrists. I prefer smaller watches as well. Using this, yeah, this is gonna be hilarious, really. Let's unpeel it. Like so. So yeah, that is the Apple Watch Ultra. It is big, it is really big. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Right, so we're zoomed in now and you can see this thing is pretty nice looking actually. This titanium case should be absolutely solid. I quite like the color. This sort of, it's hard to explain. It's more sort of like a creamy aluminium sort of color. That's the best way to explain it. I think it looks really, really nice. And hopefully, because of the finish that it's in, you know, if you get scratches and dings and stuff, the color doesn't wear away. Well, it shouldn't wear away. I feel like they've probably designed it so that it doesn't. That's the main worry of going for a black watch like this. If this was colored in black, then I could imagine that it's going to get a lot of scratches and scrapes and can look quite used after a while. But who knows, some people actually like that look. Some people like the look of something sort of patinaing over time and having character. I guess, you know, people like that sort of character when you have scratches and dings and stuff on it. I don't have a sponsor for this video, so I thought I'd just sponsor myself. I've just released some new wallpaper packs this month. Make sure to check them out. Just some various different wallpapers for sort of all different styles. Yeah, I'll leave a link to them down in the description below. So I wanted to put the two watches side by side so you can see a size comparison. Yeah, this is the Series 7 41mm stainless steel, and of course we have the Apple Watch Ultra, and yeah, you can see the size difference is just ridiculous. The Ultra really is just ginormous in comparison. If we look at it side on as well, you can see just how much thicker and girthier the Apple Watch Ultra is. It really is a behemoth of a watch compared to the standard 41mm. So with the Series 7 and other previous Apple Watches, the glass is obviously curved around the edges, but with the Apple Watch Ultra, it's completely flat, and the screen is actually a little bit inset from the metal around the edge, so that, you know, if it does get impacted, if you do sort of scrape it or whatever, the screen is just a bit more protected than if it were curve like on the Series 7. The glass on the front is sapphire crystal, so it is tougher than the standard glass that you get, but the stainless steel Apple Watches came with sapphire glass anyway, and like I said, I've scratched this, scraped this, dropped it and all sorts, and I have no issues with it. So knowing that the sapphire glass is very tough on this, yeah, it should be no issues with this one as well. I think what's most interesting for me is how different this looks compared to previous Apple Watches. Just the design of it. I mean, it still looks like an Apple Watch. It still has that sort of typical sort of Apple Watch aesthetic, you could say. But obviously a lot more utilitarian, a lot more bulky. But then I feel like it doesn't look too bulky. It's just the size of it that makes it look more bulky than anything. It still looks fairly smart. I think if you were to wear this day to day, I don't think most people would give it a second look. They would just think, oh, it's just a standard watch. They wouldn't think that it's sort of made for adventure and diving and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, the digital crown is bigger on this. It's quite a bit bigger actually compared to the standard watch. You can see it here. It's definitely noticeably bigger. The button on the side here is pretty standard. It does have a very satisfying click though. And now there is another button on the other side, which they're calling the action button. And you can assign this button to do various different things. It's sort of like a shortcut button in a way. So yeah, this actually has an extra button compared to the standard Apple Watch. One thing I didn't actually notice at first was that on the bottom, it says that it's titanium and ceramic case. So I didn't actually realize this bottom sort of casing here, this is the ceramic case itself. This isn't titanium. And yeah, it's really nice. It's sort of an off sort of cream, beigey sort of color, gray color. It's sort of a mix of all those sort of colors all at once. And yeah, I think it actually looks pretty nice. That's the only ceramic part of the case. Obviously the rest of it is titanium all the way around, and then we have the sapphire crystal on the front. Apple are saying that it has up to 36 hours of battery life and up to 60 hours in a low power setting, which apparently isn't available right now. It'll be available, I think, later this year. That's what it says on their website. So yeah, that should actually be quite a big jump from the Series 7 and the Series 8. I think that's sort of the biggest issue a lot of people have with the Apple Watch, is that you have to charge it every night. I'm used to charging my Apple Watch every night. I take it off every night, put it on the watch charger, and it's full battery the next morning. So it's not really an issue for me, but I know for some people, they don't want to charge it every night. They want to be able to charge it every couple of days, and I feel like with the Ultra you should be able to do that. It's also water resistant up to 100 meters. It has IP6X dust resistance, and the screen itself can do 2000 nits of brightness, which is pretty insane because the iPhone 14 Pro has a 2000 nit brightness display, and I can definitely notice the difference. This gets crazy bright. So knowing that this watch will also get up to that sort of brightness, you should have no issues being able to view it in bright sunlight. So let's actually try out this new watch band, see how it works. We'll put this side on like so, this side on, nice. So it looks like this comes apart like so. This part comes apart, and then you can feed this into one of the other loops on here. So I'll feed it into here, maybe locked into place like so, and then I'll put the watch on. Bit fiddly, not gonna lie. I haven't put a strap like this on in a while, but now that we're on like so, and then we put this bit in here. But wow, okay, that is not coming off. That is actually absolutely solidly on my wrist. That is not coming off whatsoever. Yeah, even this sort of part here, because of that loop, it really hooks it into place, keeps it in place so it doesn't move around. I would probably move this down lower over here just to sort of keep it latched down, you could say. And yeah, that is not coming off, but it's big. Wow, it is definitely big on my wrist. It's so big. It's okay though, it doesn't feel heavy. It's lighter than I expected. Very nice snug fit with what I've done anyway. I could probably actually maybe even loosen it. But yeah, I really like this watch band. It has a sort of inky, sort of dark navy bluey sort of look to it. It's not black, but it does go quite well with the color of this case. So yeah, that is the Ocean band. Pretty awesome. I think people who want a watch band that's not going to fall off, that's going to be very durable, yeah, this is probably definitely the one to get. But I wanted to try my stainless steel band and see what it looks like with this. We are on. Are we? No, it's not going to work. Oh, I've just realized why it's not going to work. It's because this is obviously the smaller watch band. So there are gaps either side. It's not completely flush. So yeah, it does look a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it does look ridiculous, let's be honest. It looks absolutely silly. I don't think I can use this watch band with this because the watch band itself is just way too narrow compared to the watch. But anyway, let's put it on. Yeah, that just looks hilarious. That looks ridiculous. But if you do have the wider stainless steel band, yeah, I feel like you shouldn't actually have any issues with it. Okay, so I've switched it back over. I feel like the Ocean band just really suits this watch. I think it looks really nice. They do have a couple of other bands, but I personally think this is my favorite. It's why I ordered it with the watch. So yeah, that is the Apple Watch Ultra. First impressions unboxing. I feel like I'm not really the right target audience for this though, I'll be honest. I'm not someone who does a ton of outdoorsy stuff. I don't scuba dive. I don't go for crazy hikes up mountains and sort of go in the middle of nowhere. So I feel like I'm not the ideal target market for this, but I wanted to unbox it, show you what it's like, compare it to my smaller Series 7 so you can see the size difference. And yeah, that is the Apple Watch Ultra. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.